Hello, so this video I'll speak in my normal voice and we'll give you an update on what happened to Mr. Amos Yee. So as you all recall, he actually made a video whereby he said finally LKY is dead, and he posted some very disturbing comments about Mr. Lee, and I guess everyone got really upset about this matter. Okay, so in this video I'm going to use my normal voice, so there's no accent because the accent was just a parody. I was just emulating Amos Yee, because I find that it's ridiculous to have an accent, and in the sense that if you are not born with an accent, if you did not acquire the accent when you're overseas, right? So it's kind of fake and pretentious. Okay, and nobody really does that. Anyone who's serious about his public image, nobody actually does that. Yeah. Okay, so now today the video is going to be structured into 3 parts. So the first part is the without LKY logical fallacy. Okay, and you can see the rest of the parts. Okay, so the logical fallacy is that a lot of people have commented on Amos Yee's video that if there is no Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, then Singapore would not be what it is today. Of course, Singapore would not be exactly the same as what it is today. But some people have went so far to comment that without Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, Amos Yee would not have his internet access, and Amos Yee would not have the opportunity to be educated and be able to speak the the level and standard of English that he's currently speaking. Okay, so in my opinion, that is a logical fallacy. This because even if there were no Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, what could actually have happened is that someone equally capable or more capable than him could actually take the stage. Someone as capable as him or more capable than him might actually be able to lead Singapore, and it is not it's not impossible. Okay, neither can I say that it's 100% certainty, but there is a possibility that someone who is capable or more capable might actually take the lead to lead Singapore to where she is today, right? So if you look at the neighboring countries, I mean Southeast Asian countries, it is not so it will not be so optimistic. The situation will not be so good without Mr. Lee. Okay, and the reason for this is because Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, they are not as developed as Singapore. So without Mr. Lee, one can make the argument that Singapore would not be as developed as she is today. But if you look at the North Asian countries like Japan and Korea, there is you can put forward the argument that Singapore might still be able to change from third world to first world, and you need not really have a single person to be there for 30-40 years with that amount of control over the country and dominance of the country. So without Mr. Lee, we will never know what the alternative history will play out like. Okay, we will never know what is going to happen if there were no Mr. Lee. Okay, we never know. Singapore might be as developed as she is today, maybe even more developed, or maybe less developed but with greater freedom of speech and political liberties, or maybe even more developed and with greater political liberties and greater more care for the disabled and the elderly, and we'll never know how history is going to pan out. Okay, so it's very hypothetical, and it's a bit pointless to talk about the alternative history of what would have happened if you were not there. But I was thinking that there are many capable people in Singapore at the time. So we had Goh Keng Swee, we had S. Rajaratnam, Hoffman, and we have a lot of people who are well equipped. So I would beg to differ to say that without LKY, then Singapore will not be a developed nation. So I think that there is some flaw in that reasoning. Of course, we will never know how the future would have panned out if there's no Mr. Lee. Okay, so that's why when I read the comments in Amos Yee's video, I was a bit shocked because the comments were more emotional than thought out and logical. Okay, I guess it's because it's within a 1 week. I mean, it says after Mr. Lee has passed away. So the arguments were pretty emotional because, I mean, come on, you have this teenager like 17 years old and he's hurling vulgarities and having a very lopsided argument. So I think that everyone was just very pissed. Okay, so I will continue the other parts 2 and 3 in the next video. Alright, so please watch out for the next